Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course, the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm your host, Judah Terry, and I'm joined by Nintendo music producer and temporary co-host, Elijah Terp. Um, Elijah Terp, I'm half dead. I've had a long week, which we'll talk about in a minute, but how have you been? How have you been?
Yeah, I've been all right. I feel like last week I was saying, I'm feeling really good, and then a lot actually happened since then, which made me feel very not good. But something
Oh
new
no.
new things have happened that have brought me back up, so it's fine.
Mm.
I got a job, which is great. It means I can finally start saving up for that new PC to actually continue
Yeah.
my YouTubing career. Thought of a new segment for the podcast, which we will talk about later, which is very exciting.
It's very exciting,
Mm.
guys.
Did a lot of gardening today. Bought a blossom tree, a Japanese blossom tree. So it's very,
Yeah.
very beautiful, very young. So it's quite like I think it's what like maybe 6 foot tall now, and it can grow up to 12 foot. So that'll be
Wow.
yeah, big tree. So
Big
it'll
tree.
be very interesting once that's grown. But yeah, we planted that. We tidied up the garden, made it look all
Mm.
pretty. So it's nice. Very happy
Yeah,
with that.
before we were recording today, Elijah just messaged me and was like, "Well, we can record before 3 o'clock because I've got a tree arriving and I've got to plant it." I just remember laughing because it's quite a random thing to say. I've got a tree arriving, mate, and you know, so
Probably does seem a bit strange, yeah.
yeah, it was. I've got a tree. But no, that sounds really cool. And it was like, was it a Japanese blossom tree?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
did you say?
Japanese, yeah.
That's really nice. I mean, I do help my dad with the garden sometimes, like, pull out those weeds and stuff. Like we had a pond, we still have it to this day, and it's doing really well. It's got like newts and frogs and things in
Mm,
it, and
yeah.
I dug it all out when I was 10 years old with my dad, and that was really fun.
Mm.
And I used to I used to stand up in the pond and stuff and clean it all out. And now it's like just way too dirty to do that, but it's full of like wildlife and stuff. It's like really nice, but it sounds good. So you've got a
Mm.
new job. Are you working for Nintendo?
I
This is great.
wish. No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe I don't wish. I don't know.
Who knows?
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a part-time job while I'm doing stuff.
Nice,
But it's
nice.
yeah, it's a start. It's
It,
about
it's
time because I've been applying for jobs for like almost a year now,
mm,
and it's so hard to get a job after COVID.
is
But yeah,
definitely.
I got another part-time job now, so that's good. I
Yeah.
can start saving up.
That's good. You can start saving up for all that good stuff, whatever
Mm.
it is. But I'm still unemployed. But when I say that though, I do self-employment. So I do help my friend run a business, which I've mentioned before,
Mm.
fish breeding, and I do get money from that, which is good. So I kind of do different things on the side, and then I'm also an actor. So I do acting. And at the moment, I'm working on a big project, which I can't talk too much about because it's going to be coming out soon. You can see that when it comes out, the movie. But I'm working, acting lead role in this movie, and yeah, of course, this week, for my 18th birthday, I went to the safari park with Rowan Fern. It was really good. It was really fun. It was a
Mm.
great time. Got home, had cider, enjoyed myself. Pale ale. I don't. Have you ever had pale ale, Elijah?
No, I have not. I
Don't.
know what it is, but I've never had it.
Mm, never have it.
Mm.
It's. I mean, I'm sorry for pale ale fans, right? Okay, it's really really bad. Like I don't. It's just really. It's too. I mean, some people like sour things, right? I like a good bitter alcohol. It's nice, but it's way too bitter. Like it's
Right.
way too
Okay.
bitter. You need to have it with
I, th-
something
I
else.
think alcohol is so interesting now. Like everyone has really
Mm.
different taste in alcohol. Like my brother, he
Mm.
loves cocktails. I hate cocktails. They're way too sweet for me.
Oh
And like,
yeah.
other family members, they might like wine. I used to love wine, and then I got sick one Christmas, and now ever since then I just can't have it because it just makes me feel sick again.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's very, I don't know, it's very very subjective. I might like cider
Mm.
and ale, and then someone else could detest them, and it's like we
Mm.
could have similar tastes in other things as well. But yeah, alcohol is it's interesting. It's nice. Yeah.
It is. It's interesting.
But yeah, pale
It's.
ale. I will be aware of, of pale
I would
ale.
say if you ever drink pale ale, drink it with something else.
All
Like
right, yeah.
just like drink it with a gin and like not a gin and sauce. Sorry, drink it with maybe a bit of tonic or something. I had a pale ale along with cider, and this is what I did. Right, try this, guys. I thought it was really nice. I got a nice cider, and I mixed it with Prime. Raz, I think it was what's it called? It was Tropical Punch Prime,
Mm.
the red bottle, and Ryan got it for me. No surprise, and. the man of Prime, and I mixed it, and oh my days, it was so nice. I love cider. Don't get me wrong on its own, it's lovely. But with this Prime, it just tastes so nice. It was like it was just really nice. And I mean, personally, I like cocktails. I mean, I think I had a porn star martini. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
nice. It's pretty nice. It's a famous one that is, but
Hmm.
it's. I'm not really. I've never really had cocktails that much. I'm the classic, the beer person. At Christmas time, white, maybe gin. I like gin. I like my gin and tonics. That's
Hmm.
very nice. Gin and tonic, wine. Wine is all right. I'm not a big fan, but then being 18-year-old, I just love the fact I can go to the pub and have a beer, and I love beer.
I
It's
hate
just
beer.
no
I
Elijah.
don't know, man. I try. Other than Stella, I just hate beer. I don't know why. I just
So
can't
so
have it.
we can never have that beer.
I mean, you can have a beer. I can have a cider. Like that. It's just
Okay.
that, or I can have an ale.
I'll get a cider as well. Ciders are nice, but
Yeah, cider's like
I
always a safe option because you can have it
mm,
like with anything, pretty much.
it is cider is really nice. It's just really nice. I mean, I'll agree with you on that. I like cider,
Mm.
but
Got one right now.
yeah, he's enjoying his cider right now while I'm enjoying a pineapple juice. Enjoying a pineapple juice. But yeah, honestly, I'm a more of a beer fan. It's just I don't know why. Beer's just nice. Just don't understand why you don't like beer.
I mean, fair
It's,
enough. Like I don't know something
mm,
about it. It's just I don't
mm.
know. It's just it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I can get that though, because some beers aren't nice. Some of them are just weird. It's just it's an interesting thing. The whole world of alcohol, you kind of have your own thing. Then of course vodka as well.
Mm.
I do love a good vodka.
I'm
Sometimes.
yet to try vodka.
Oh
Somehow,
right.
even though I've been like drinking for 3 years, whatever, I'm
Mm.
somehow yet to try vodka.
Okay, so you've
I
not
feel like
tried.
I should definitely try it.
You ever been to like a party and done shots, like
No,
the vodka shots?
no,
Yeah.
never tried vodka at all, ever.
Yeah, it's yeah. I've tried vodka. It is nice. It is. It's got a distinct taste. You can tell it's vodka. It's strong, but it's nice. It's a nice alcohol.
Okay,
But I
okay.
would say the one alcohol I'm looking forward to. There's two more alcohols that are on my list. I need to try now. And this year I need to get around to doing it. Is soju, which is South Korean
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
alcohol. That's like a really strong sort of, and I want to see, we'll see what that tastes like. And then I've also there's sake, which is Japanese, and
Yeah.
I really want to try that because I'm going to Japan this year, so I'm definitely going to
Yeah,
probably
you
do
can
some
try
bar
it over
hopping.
there. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Japanese nightlife is meant to be really good, so
yeah.
that'll be
I mean,
interesting.
I've got some friends lined up in Japan,
Hmm.
and we're hopefully going to do some bar hopping one
Nice, yeah.
night and just probably in the Osaka district and enjoy ourselves
Yeah.
and have some sake.
You could play pub golf as well, if you know what that is.
Pub golf? What's that?
Oh, it's where you
It's not.
like you list off drinks and go to different pubs to. Or well, I
Mm.
guess in Japan it'll be bars rather than pubs, but yeah, that could be
Okay, that's
interesting.
good. That's good. I mean, I also I am quite. I've done this before at parties and things. Beer pong, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's like throwing. You have to throw the ping pong ball into the cup, and then you get too drunk if you like miss, and then you fall on the
Hmm.
floor dead. And yeah, it's just definitely it's good. Good friends, good times. Yeah,
Mm.
definitely looking forward to it. I want to try sake.
Yeah.
Let you if you guys have tried sake or soju if you're from South Korea or Japan. Let me know which ones are the best. Let me know. Let me and Elijah know so we can also try it out. But anyway, yeah, alcohol aside, yeah, it was. I've had a very busy week. Literally got back at my house at 2:30 in the morning last night, and yeah, I was like, this is very tiresome.
When do you fall
Um,
asleep? Do you think? When do you remember?
I mean, I was pretty adrenalized at the problem because I had so much coffee and like caffeine to keep me awake
Yeah, yeah.
throughout the entire night that I didn't actually fall asleep till probably I was saying 20 past 3. I'm guessing.
Okay, okay.
So not too bad, not too
Mm.
bad.
I'm just thinking
S-
because somehow I was up at 4:30,
yeah.
just because I was stuck in like a YouTube rabbit hole of watching things.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I've done that. Don't
talking.
I've been up at 6. I've been at 6, but up at 6. Like it just happens where I've YouTubers just decided to grab me by the face and just be like, "You're gonna watch me all night," and I'm just doing it till
Yeah,
six
it's
in the
so
morning.
like yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, it's 6 in the morning. Whoops."
Yeah,
It's
literally, it was. I think
yeah,
it was midnight, and then I was just like, I told my friends good night, and then I just checked my phone, just check YouTube for a second, just why not? And then all of a sudden, it's like 1:30. I'm like, oh crap, okay. I say good night
yeah.
again. Say, okay, I'm going to sleep for real this time. 3 hours later, I'm still up somehow, watching
Mm.
YouTube still, and then I realize, okay, wait, it's way too late.
Exactly. I used to do that a lot. Like I would watch movies. Like I'd go through like Netflix series in an entire night. Like I watched Peaky Blinders just in 2 nights. Like I was so addicted to, when I started Peaky Blinders, I watched it in 2 nights because I watched it throughout the entire nights.
Yeah. I feel
So
like you should just like not take your phone to bed to kind of
yeah,
escape that kind of thing.
exactly. That
Yeah,
is that is the thing.
at least you didn't sleep. I mean, you
Yeah.
slept late, but not too late, I
I
guess.
mean,
Yeah.
honestly, Elijah, 20 past 3 is early for me. Like the amount of times I got to bed at 6 in the morning because I've just been doing things in the night. Like that sounds wrong. Doing things in the night, watching things, just watching YouTube and stuff, and just like I don't know, just watching YouTube. That's literally it. That's what you do. Or you just get stuck on a really good film. I'm like, oh, it's really good.
It's a curse. It's not something to be proud of. It's a curse.
Yeah, it's very, because then you don't feel good at yourself because you wake up at like 1 in the afternoon. You're like, oh
No, for
man.
me, I don't even do that. I wake up at like 10 and I've just lost loads of sleep.
Oh
So it
really?
just sucks for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. He does that because I got up at like, yeah, I got up at 10 today, to be fair. But I mean, I used to sleep in. I just sleep in. It was a really bad schedule. So I was just like, oh dear. But yeah, honestly, yeah, please do more talking than me for the rest of the episode because I'm so dead, and I'm hoping I can make this episode a good one.
Yeah, I've had 4 coffees today, so I'm ready to go.
4 coffees.
Yeah,
He's
we
wow.
we have a fresh press coffee thing. So
Yes.
and it's like a massive jug, and it's like fresh, super strong coffee. And I had like
Oh
4 giant mugs of it. So
wow.
realistically, probably like 8 coffees, really. So I am like, my brain is just exploding
That's
because
perfect. Just perfect.
I can feel the blood pumping through my veins.
That's
I'm
that's the
very.
that's I love that feeling. The feeling of caffeine.
I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. But
He's
yeah.
he's overdone his caffeine fix. He's just had way too much. No, no. Quickly, I'll say I think I went away with some like friends for about a weekend, and there was this again. You said there was a coffee machine there. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I just had like over the course of the next 2 days, I had about 8 coffees a day, and it was not good by the end of it. Like I was just like, I just felt awful because then I had the withdrawal symptoms. I was just like, oh, this is horrible. So yeah, I mean,
Coffee is not actually that good for you. I feel like a lot of people say coffee's great for you, you know?
no, I'm addicted
In
to it.
moderate amounts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad. I need my coffee, as do you, I'm guessing, to run, to work.
Trying to not rely on it, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can break that cycle of coffee. Help us. But anyway, yeah, coffee and yeah, everything aside, what have you been playing this week? Have you been up to much? I have been, well, up a little bit, but yeah, what about you?
I mean, let me think. I think just Ace Attorney again and Skyrim. Just my usual stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing though when you do get like your own Switch, you're gonna get as Xenoblade. You're gonna be playing that.
I'm gonna play through those games multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, then you'll be like, what are you playing this week? Oh, Xenoblade, yes.
And that'll be my answer every week forever after that. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, same. I'm literally cannot wait to play Xenoblade. I just really want to get into it. I've seen the gameplay as you have as well, and it's just so good. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, this week I've been playing a bit of a good old classical, nice game. Well, I say it's nice. It actually frustrated the absolute crap out of me. I was playing Yoshi's Woolly World, and I was so damn angry. You know why? I don't know what happened. I forget now. It was the control system, right? I was just trying to like it was this one level in Yoshi's Woolly World, right? I was just revisiting the game, you know. I wanted to relax that evening, you know. It's a relaxing little game, you know. Cute Yoshi, you know, wool everywhere. Yes, I thought, yeah, what could go wrong? Yeah, what possibly could go wrong? I want to relax tonight, and I ended up just playing this game, and the controls were. It was climbing things for this game, so it was constantly climbing. Like there was no platform. It was constantly climbing upwards or downwards, right? And then you're either climbing up these scarf like these platforms that were like scarves, like actually a woolen scarf. It was like Yoshi's Woolly World, but yeah. If you're not climbing a scarf, you're in the air flying, right? You're pressing A to fly, so you're flying from scarf to scarf, climbing up and down. But here's the problem: if you're flying in the air, pressing A, and you accidentally press down, you do a ground pound, and you go literally flying to the ground. and
Right.
dead, you die. You still have to start again from the beginning.
Hmm.
Oh dear, no. The amount I'm a very competitive person, so I had to finish that level by that night. I probably spent about, I kid you not, 20, 30 minutes on this level that's supposed to be finished in 6 minutes, because I just kept on doing ground pounds by accident. And by the time I actually completed the level, I was like, I'm actually going to kill someone if I don't get this right. I was just so angry, and it was like midnight, and I was shouting. I was like, "This is stupid! This is so stupid!" And I'm still, even now, you can feel the anger in my voice.
You
Yeah,
sounded just like, I don't know if you know. There's a meme of a guy. I forget his name. He's a rapper and a producer.
yeah,
And you when you're going, this is so stupid. It sounded
yeah.
exactly like his voice.
Did it? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Maybe I am him. Well, no, I'm not. But
Anyway.
it was. It was absolutely stupid. I hated it. I just hated life, Elijah. By the time I ended it, oh dear. I was just so angry. I've never had to actually get worried about my anger management ever that much, just through playing, believe it or not, Yoshi's Woolly World.
Of all
So
things, yeah.
of all things, it wasn't Smash Bros or anything. It was Yoshi's Woolly World. So guys, beware. If you play that game, you could probably just bust your blood vessels getting really angry, because that really annoyed me. Oh god. But anyway, that aside, yeah, that frustrated me. Let's move on to something a bit more better, a bit more nicer. So, what's the news of the week, Elijah? What's going on? What's going on with Nintendo? What's going on?
Yeah, so the Super Mario Bros. Movie has grossed over $901.2 million worldwide.
Whoa,
That's a big number.
that is a
Yeah.
big number. It is, yeah.
Yeah. To say that the Super Mario Bros. Movie has been successful would be a massive understatement. The movie has been available to watch in theaters for a few weeks now, and it's been breaking records, especially at the North American box office, every single week. It isn't surprising at all, but the massive success has resulted in the movie achieving another milestone yesterday. Not yesterday as we're recording, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see, as of Tuesday, Nintendo and Illumination's film has now officially grossed over $900 million worldwide. For
Whoa, that's
now,
insane.
it's for now, its global total is currently sitting at 901.2 million, and so far 444 million was made in North America alone. Yeah. It
Big
is now
stuff.
it is now expected that the movie will surpass the billion mark. This is because the movie is debuting in Korea and Japan this week. In fact, today's the opening day of the movie in Korea. Early estimated numbers from opening day from the region, as well as previews, are already suggesting that the film may have made an additional $774 million since Tuesday. However, that number has not officially been added to the total yet.
Whoa.
So that's, I think, at the end of it, that's over 1.5 billion.
This is massive. This is
Massive.
insane. Yeah.
I was listening back to our podcast, I think a month ago, one of the late March episodes we did, and we read
Yes.
that it was estimated to make $90 million in the first week, and it's surpassed that by a lot.
A lot.
Clearly.
Clearly a lot.
And
yeah.
every week it's breaking records and all sorts. So this is a great achievement for the gaming industry and all video game movies. I feel like they've had a bit of a bad reputation in the past, but hopefully this can bring that back up.
This 900 million.
Yeah.
That's
not even done yet. It's still climbing.
So it's gonna hopefully surpass the billion mark.
Yeah, and then with the Japanese and Korean release, it might even get to 1.5 billion supposedly.
Well, wow. I'm this. First of all, I'd like to say this has surprised me. But then again, it hasn't surprised me, because Super Mario, he's a worldwide star. Forgive my throat. He's a worldwide star, and so I think everybody, me, you, everyone had massive expectations for this movie. When it came out, everybody was everyone was going to want to see it, because adults and children, because it's gone through the generations of people that are older than us, right?
Yeah.
Our parents, then their generation, so they'll want to see it, and then we also play it, dated for our generation. So that's so many people, but that's just insane. 900, that's going to Nintendo as well. So
and yet they still wanted to get that 10 million off that one guy.
That one guy, they want that 10 million.
Poor Gary Bowser.
poor Gary Bowser. Nintendo, calm down. They're literally getting they're
I'm
getting
still
so much
upset about it.
money.
I'm still upset.
I'm still upset. Sorry, Nintendo. I'm still very salty about this. And oh dear. But yeah, this is what I'm about to say though. Japan is like where Mario kind of was born, right? That's where
Yeah.
Takeshi Tezuka, who is I think the producer for Mario, who's not really talked about as much, but he is like the kind of the inventor for Mario, and he worked with Miyamoto. Miyamoto and Takeshi, they worked together to create Mario's character, his plumber.
Yeah.
Back in the late 1980s, I believe it was. Was it 1990s? May have been 1980s.
I
Dear
think
me.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 1980s, and they played around a bit, and this is the very fact Japan is where it all started, and now it's being released in Japan. Unfortunately, Japan has got this thing where they release movies really late. So after a movie's been like aired in America, UK, everywhere else, it's like then airs in Japan. So like, yeah, my Japanese friends don't see. They have not seen the Mario movie yet. So when I saw it a couple of April, literally a few days before my birthday, I was like, it was really good, and they were like, we haven't seen it yet. It's not even in cinemas. So yeah, it's now being released in Japan and South Korea. So honestly, in Japan, go and watch it. It's a really good movie, and
I think they'll boost the sales obviously in the box office numbers by a
yeah,
lot because obviously like you said, it's Japan, it's Mario's home. It's like
exactly.
they're
So
massive about Nintendo over there, even more so than we are in the West. So
exactly. So I
yeah.
believe Japan is going to also get that in as well. Like watch a lot of that. Japan's going to be big. They're going to, I think, contribute a big number. And again, they said that it's going to surpass the 1 billion mark. 900 million? That's not far from a billion. So of course, I think it will. And South Korea, yeah, I believe they'll enjoy it as well. Like, why not? It's also part. They love Super Mario in South Korea. Well, why not? So yeah, I think yeah, it's a big thing. Am I happy about it? Yeah, I am. I'm just happy. I'm really happy that the Super Mario movie was an actual success. Like, we do have our criticisms. It could have been better, but they didn't do it bad. Like they did Mario. He was all right. It was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah. And I hope that Nintendo, they hear the feedback that everyone's been giving them, and
Mm.
they learn that from this major success that they can keep doing these kind of movies, and it will go well, so they can maybe be a bit more experimental with it, or
Mm.
listen to the fans a bit and stuff like that.
Yeah, they listen to the fans. That's what I think they should do. But yeah, it's just the fact Nintendo are now starting to. I mean, Detective Pikachu 2 is also coming out. They're working on that at the moment, and Detective Pikachu was really good. I don't know about you. What did you think of it? Did you see
I
it?
didn't see it. I never saw it. I thought
Elijah,
the Pokemon
no.
CGI creeped me out. I didn't like it.
Oh, did you? Did you?
I
Oh, it
thought it
was
was
really
interesting. It
good.
was an interesting twist, but it's like
I
for
think you
me,
should
like
see
it
it.
was a bit strange. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I can understand what you mean. I thought that as well. I thought it looked a bit strange, because it's weird how they're actually kind of put into actual, almost they're with humans and stuff, and they do look, kind of realistic, and it's kind of be weird, kind of a bit weird, but it is really good. I think a lot of people do agree that Detective Pikachu was good, and that's my opinion. I think it was a really good movie, and Ken Watanabe was in it.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
but by long,
I've heard good things about it, and I played the game,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, the game, I've played the game as well. The game is good. But my only criticism is I didn't think Ken Watanabe got enough attention in the film. Like, not to spoil it too much, but he doesn't get enough attention. Like, you don't see much of him. I'm like, they've got Ken Watanabe himself. Why isn't he's not really seen that much. But I can't really say too much until you've kind of seen it for yourself if you ever do see it. But yeah, give it a watch. It's good. But yeah, again, Nintendo, they seem to be now they've got their own Nintendo Pictures, their own movie studio. They're doing really well. And honestly, Nintendo, yes, you've messed up a lot recently, but you've done a lot of good things as well. So it's like just don't do anything else that's bad.
Yeah. It's kind of like still trying to take everything they've given us with a smile, and I'm trying to ignore the kind of the bad things they've
I
been
think we
doing.
have to at the end of the day. We just have to.
Because if they're not going to address it, there's no point. That's just like holding on to it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, then if they're not going to do anything, all we can say is at the time of the problem, address the problem, move on. It's just, I believe that eventually one day Nintendo, hopefully if they've got a conscience, sorry, my throat is so bad today. If they've got a conscience, they'll be like, yeah, we shouldn't do this. We should let Gary Bowser off.
Yeah, poor
Um,
Gary Bowser.
Poor Gary Bowser. I mean, I
I
saw
mean,
the
yeah,
interview. Did you see the interview with
I
Gary
didn't see any. I
Bowser?
didn't know there was an interview. Okay.
Yeah, there was a gamer guy who actually interviewed Gary Bowser, and he
Oh,
seemed pretty
nice.
remorseful for his actions.
I mean, of
Poor
course, he
guy.
went to prison for 40 months. Like,
Yeah, for hacking Nintendo
yeah, I
Switches.
think
Yeah.
if you went to prison for over 3 years just for hacking Nintendo Switches, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a crime. Yeah, you just have to go to prison for that. But for the
Mm.
3 years, obviously, you're gonna not want to do it again. Like,
Yeah, like you paid the price there.
you're
Yeah,
not
go
gonna
to
leave prison
prison.
and be like, okay, back to my Nintendo Switch empire. Like, no, you're not gonna
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
not. You're not.
Like,
And oh,
yeah,
but now I've got to like, yeah, live a life of giving all my money to Nintendo so they can
yeah,
spend it
greedy
on
company. Yeah,
their Pokemon films. I don't know. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah. Oh dearie me. Yeah. Well, Nintendo. Honestly, mixed feelings. Yeah,
Mm.
mixed feelings on you. The people who make these decisions I don't like, but the people who make the amazing stuff I do like. So
Mm.
yeah. So this is amazing. Honestly, have you got anything final to say? But this is big, and I do think this is a very good what's the word I can't think of the word, but
It's a
it's
good
a really
sign for the future. Like,
it's a good sign for the future, but it's like there's a word I wanted to use that it's a good it portrays video game movies in a good light. It can like
yeah,
help
yeah,
people
yeah,
watch them
yeah.
more. But yeah, I don't know why. Of course, I'm sorry guys. My brain is in the bin today, so it's just like
I
yeah.
think I'm hoping that you're right with that. You know that
Mm,
since this movie has been successful and people seem to really like it,
mm.
hopefully that means people will actually take video game movies bit more seriously. You know,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
also
Like
because we have like I know for any non-FNAF fans probably don't care, but there's a FNAF movie coming out this year in October,
yes, I'm
and
looking forward
as a
to that.
FNAF fan, that's big news because also it's
Mm,
not convoluted in the lore of its own games. It's not really set in the games entirely. It's like a unique, different story, but set in the same universe, but little bits
yeah.
from the games kind of thing. So you can not play any of the games and then watch it and still enjoy it. But I think, yeah,
Mm.
hopefully after this success, the FNAF movie will be taken more seriously when it comes out.
Yes, yes,
Hopefully.
I believe so. And in
Yeah.
fact, FNAF is also quite large. Not as quite as large as Super Mario, but it may not surpass like 1 billion, but I do believe it should do well because
Yeah,
like
of course,
FNAF
yeah.
is also it's highly played, and I
Yeah.
play it. Yeah,
And
it's
technically, like, it's still an indie game in a
mm,
way, because like until the last one, like, well, maybe the last two games, it was just one guy.
yes, yes.
Like, he recently hired a company to help him with the games, obviously.
But now, yeah, because he's getting bigger now, so he needs
Yeah,
more.
but that's only for like the last few 2, 3 games. He's been doing it
Mm,
all himself for like the longest time, so I think he deserves. Obviously, he's
mm,
obviously the director of one of the directors of this movie, because
yeah.
obviously it's his ideas. But yeah,
Mm,
I think it'll be
yeah.
good. It'll be good for the FNAF fans, FNAF community, for people who aren't interested in FNAF, who want to get
Mm,
into it or something, or
yeah,
just for people who
because.
like horror films. I think it will be a good horror film.
Yeah, because FNAF is like I think one of the best like gateway horror games. If you want
Mm.
like a beginner horror game that gives
Yeah,
you
yeah,
the
yeah.
good jump but you don't want to go too extreme and like literally pants.
You
You
don't
can
want
then
nightmares, but
yeah,
you want to be scared, like that
but
kind of
you
thing.
want to
Yeah.
be scared still. But
Mm.
it's a really good gateway. It's a really good gateway game. My brain is so bad today. Yeah, so yeah, again, FNAF is a really good gateway game for horror fans. So, and the movie's gonna be good. That's what I'm looking
Hopefully,
forward
yeah.
to it. Yeah. So big stuff on the Nintendo movie this week, and yeah, let's see. By the next week we record this episode, will it have reached the $1 billion mark yet?
Will there
That's
be
what.
more controversies? Tune in next week
Hmm.
to find out.
Tune in next week to find out. Yeah, yeah. Tune in, guys. We'll see. But now on to announcements. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed is out now, and it's great. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so the DLC story expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is now released, and after watching all of it and talking to many people who've played it, I can say with confidence that, all Xeno fans are going to love it. I'm
Mm.
not going to spoil anything, but the story is a well-crafted prequel, as you'd expect from Monolith Soft, and it tops the base gameplay with new features and rejigged systems. It takes from Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 in both story and gameplay, and I love that. The
Mm.
characters, the new ones, are lovable, and the old ones are still there. Nice references here and there, doesn't take away from the story. It does feel like it's very fan servicey, since
Mm.
like it's a really nice story, but in the end, nothing really changes. It more just gives more information and a nice, you know, just a nice story with characters that people recognize.
Yeah.
And there's a lot shoved in, so it feels very fan servicey. But the thing is, as a fan of the games, I don't care if it's very fan servicey. It's the
Mm.
big finale of the trilogy, so like, why not make it fan service
And
and just
they're
make it fun?
listening. They're listening to the fans as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
making
yeah.
it sound overseas. That's really good.
Yeah. So anyone interested in like the lore of any of the Xeno games, like there's plenty to sink your teeth into with this one DLC, and it tells you quite a lot. I was going to
Hmm.
say there's a lot of references to Xeno games, Xenosaga, Xenogears, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then 1, 2, and obviously 3. So that's like, almost all the Xeno games ever, even like the super old ones that people don't even know about, really.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm guessing there'll be new music along with that as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they have a new OST for the DLC, as they always do. And there's some really,
Yes.
really good ones in there.
Yeah.
Very,
That's
very
that.
good tracks.
So we're looking forward to digging into some of that maybe on the podcast as well when that comes out.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
already out now. So honestly, yeah, Xenoblade is just such it. I've seen the gameplay, I've watched it, and oh man, I'm just you know when you really want to get your hands on a game, like it's just really you really want to play it.
Mm,
That's what I just can't wait to play it. And
yeah,
yeah, so I,
yeah,
I'm literally so near to getting a Switch now. So I can. I'm hoping to get Animal Crossing New Horizons, and then I'm also hoping to get Xenoblade, probably some Mario games. So hoping to
yeah,
slowly build my collection up. But Xenoblade is high up on the list, and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, from what I've watched, it's so emotional. I love emotional. I love like an RPG that's emotional. Like, it's got an emotional pull story. I like a bit of maybe even romance. I
Yeah, yeah,
like I like that sort of storyline in a game. I really do. It makes it way more exciting.
yeah.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
was saying yeah.
yeah, Monolith Soft are very well known for, the story, the characters, the development, also like the worlds that they build. Like not just
Mm,
literally the worlds you're walking around in, but like the atmosphere and everything is so immersive and
it
creative.
is.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I was saying to Elijah before, the one time I've actually felt super sad just watching gameplay. Like this was from watching gameplay. This wasn't even playing it. So when I play this, I want to be 10 times more sad, right? My go to if I ever do have a waifu, it would be Mio from Xenoblade 3. I keep saying Xenoblade. What's going on? Xenoblade 3. And yeah, I'm absolutely in love with her character. And yeah, she dies, and I'm like, oh no, sad. I was so sad. You said you cried as well. So,
The only
oh
time I've ever cried at a game. Yeah.
yeah, and it was a really sad scene, and that was just from watching the gameplay. And I was following it along, so I kind of know mostly what happens. But that was just from watching it. I feel like when you're playing it, you'll be way more immersed, and that's going to
Mm.
make it way more emotional and kind of pull you into that character moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just yeah. It's
it's
really good. I think obviously the games are so amazing, but this DLC is very, very fun, very enjoyable. It's got
mm,
good story bits that you kind of need to know if you want to understand the general lore. It's also just got really fun characters like Matthew, the main character of the DLC. He's my Discord profile picture now. I love him so
yes.
much. He's also got like a perfect London accent that I
Yeah,
recognize
I
so
love
well.
that. I love that they've got London accents. It's just
Yeah,
so good.
they've got I think all the voice actors they use, other than a few, they're all British. They're all from the UK.
That's what I love.
And there's a few in Xenoblade 3 from London. You can just tell like Uni's got a Cockney accent, and then
Mm,
Matthew's just like
it's
he just
just
sounds like a
yeah.
your average Londoner, but I love it. It's so good.
Being your average half Cockney, half Londoner guy here, Judah. I just absolutely love that. I've always loved that British accents in those sort of big mainstream games.
Mm.
It's just so good. It's just so good
I
to
also
hear.
I find it funny to listen to like British slang or like just terms that only really British people use, and I can
In a
like
game,
watch
yeah.
yeah, and I can watch like Americans and other people like what playing the game, and they won't understand any of it, and I'll just be
And
like,
they're
oh
like,
yeah,
"What?
I get it.
What's this?"
Yeah,
It's just like, so we're gonna play some Xenoblade today, and what are they saying? This makes no sense. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, that's the British banter for you. There you go.
mm,
It's well, what's a tosser? Well,
yeah.
you'll never know.
I was watching a guy called Fly, and he was saying the DLC is like it was made by a fan really, because it's like a fan fiction. This DLC it's so made just to make the fans happy. And a
Mm.
lot of people, I saw people like negatively talking about it, like that's a bad thing. This story is just to make the fans happy, but it's good either way. Like,
It's
and
either
it
way
and it and
good.
it makes
Yeah.
the fans happy. What's the problem with that? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not fan service so much that it's like over the top. It's just
And
fan service that is like
it
you can
is
obviously tell
DLC.
it's fan service. Yeah, it's DLC anyway. You don't
So
have to
it's
play
not,
it.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's not like the next Xenoblade game, is it? Like you're not
yeah, yeah,
gonna.
yeah. This is it's an option, an optional DLC. You don't have to play
Yeah,
it.
see,
Yeah,
I feel like it shouldn't be overly criticised that much. If it's just about the fan
yeah,
problem,
yeah,
like it shouldn't be overly criticised. It's just a DLC. If you play it,
yeah,
you want to play it, play it.
yeah. But yeah, it's got a really good, boss fight ending, story overall. Characters are
Mm.
brilliant.
New characters as well.
Gameplay's amazing. Music's amazing. The locations are amazing. It's all just really, really good. So if you are a Xenoblade fan, obviously go watch it. If
Mm.
you aren't, I wouldn't say go watch it because you need more context. You need to watch Xenoblade 3 first.
Mm.
So yeah, but if you're interested in getting into the series, then that is something to look forward to at the end of your your binging
Mm.
of the series. Yeah.
I've been like just watching it throughout like the year, but I'm still going to use you, Elijah, as my guide to playing it. Like I'm going to say which one should I play first, so
Yeah,
you can
I'm
like
gonna
tell me.
yeah. Once you get your Switch, I think I told you that earlier. Once you
Mm.
get your Switch, I'm just gonna give you a list of things to do in what order.
Mm. Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly, like my list of things to do, tour guide. But anyway, yeah. But that honestly, there's some really big news. This the next time I say Xenoblade, I'm probably going to hit myself with a brick over the head. Deary me. But anyway, yeah, go check it out. There's new Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC. Super good. Honestly, I cannot wait to dig into these games. As being a Xeno fan myself, just watching it and stuff. So just go check it out. It's really fun, really good, emotional stuff, really good music. Elijah's kind of covered it mainly, but yeah,
mm.
go check it out.
Also, good voice acting. I think that's
Yes,
also
very
something
good voice
important.
acting.
If a lot of people enjoy voice acting, that can give you the chills. 1 and 3 are really good for voice acting. 2 is not.
Mm.
So if you, I mean, 2 has like 5 really good voice actors, and everyone else is very,
It's pretty mid, I would
very
say.
average. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
other than 2, like 1 and 3, brilliant voice acting, brilliant. Yeah.
yeah. 3 is brilliant. Absolutely cracking voices. So, yeah, go and enjoy it. But yeah, we're going to be back with a very brand new segment, idea discussion type thing after the ad break. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast. I am Judah Terry, the host of this podcast, and if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you would know that me and Robin both love hearing feedback from our listeners. Each week at the end of each episode, we have a great time reading out emails that are sent in to us. We read out and answer your questions, comments, and even complaints. So if you have something to say to us, do get in touch and write in an email to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. T's and C's do not apply. On with the show. And we are back from the ad break. Now something very exciting. Elijah's come to me with a new idea for the music segment. We're going to change it up a bit with a very exciting. Well, it's more of a discussion actually. We're going to be discussing some exciting ideas that we're going to do with this segment. So, what's going on with that, Elijah?
Yeah, so I was thinking, I don't know where it came to me from. I think I was talking to someone actually, talking to another YouTuber, and we were
I
just
had a
having,
dream.
we were just, I was talking to some YouTuber, and then we were on Discord, and I think he mentioned something about like OST wars, and it just clicked to me, like I should do like a Nintendo music OST thing, where like we compare, like we get 2 different soundtracks from Nintendo games, and like make them battle, like in a way, like you compare them.
Yeah,
So like
OCT wars. Yeah.
yeah, so like rather than focus on a single track and like then me tell you about it or something, I feel like it'd be more fun to get an entire game's soundtrack, pick a few favorites out, and then you compare them. So, for example, you would be like, "Oh, I'll pick Animal Crossing New Leaf," and then you'll show me some of your favorite tracks. And I could choose like Smash Bros. Brawl and then pick up some of my favorites, and then we'd both come onto the podcast with our different OST from Nintendo that we've chosen, different soundtrack that we want to compare and see who wins.
Yes.
And then we would, and then we could say what you like about it. You could say which ones are your favorite. You could edit in a couple of the actual songs,
Yes, hopefully if Nintendo doesn't sue us.
Yeah,
But
I think if we pick older games, it'll be fine. So
I think we should be good considering then there's not much hot. If we just stick away from the really hot topics, I guess.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
just older games are not going to really care. Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
And then we can do an audience vote to kind of see who won, whose
Mm.
OST is not better objectively, but subjectively. Who?
Subjective. Which ones they like the best out of the ones we
Yeah.
chose?
Yes, I think it's a good
Yeah.
way to showcase as much Nintendo music as possible while I'm still here.
Mm.
And yeah, it's a good way to include the listeners.
This is
So
a really good idea, I think.
yes.
Yeah, when you presented this, I got really excited because I was like, I know what we can do. And each week, to kind of boost our revenue as well, we can post on. You can post on your channel community, and I
Mhm.
can post on my channel community the results of our votes. What do you think of that?
Yeah,
So,
sure, yeah.
so we're gonna, guys. This is also be relying on you. So please send into our email jrsgaming135@gmail.com, all lowercase. I think it doesn't really matter, but all lowercase. Um, Send in. Just say, title it. Nintendo Music OCT will vote, and then just put what you chose, and then I'm going to gather it all up at the end, and
Yeah,
I'll
we'll come together with our votes and we'll see.
yes.
Yeah, so I think so if you present
Mm.
so yeah, okay, so
Yeah,
let's say next week we both
let's
get
say
our
yeah.
favorites, we both get the soundtrack we want to present. We will
Yes.
then talk about it and have them battle, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And then at
They're
the end
battle, yeah.
and then at the end of it, I can make a post on my YouTube community tab, you can make a post on your YouTube community tab,
Mm.
and we can also ask people to email in.
Yeah, so
And with those
you
three, then
can.
we'll tally all of them together, and then whatever
Mm.
the audience decides they like the most, that
Mm.
OST wins.
So I can do I could post around as well on all the social medias. I can as well. So we can get as much votes in as possible. So
Hmm.
we can do the email as well, and then also we can do the community tab, which there is a vote option, I
Yeah,
believe,
you
on
can
the
do
community
polls.
tab.
Yeah, yeah.
Polls, exactly. So we'll do a poll on there. Even if it's just a couple of votes, it'll be good because I think and you can do the exact poll on yours, my one, and your one on your one, and my
Yeah.
one and your one on my one, on my community post. Uh, and uh, and this is also going to be really good. I'll promote it on my YouTube channel as well. I'll come out and make a small video on it. This is a really good idea for marketing. I'll probably go on my YouTube channel and promote it. So yeah, so this is a really good idea.
Yeah, I
And I'll
think
probably
I think it could be a really fun way to involve everyone. Kind of,
involve everyone. I'll do
yeah,
it on the Instagram as well. I'll post it on the Instagram, the Twitter. We'll get everyone involved.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
please, people, when you hear, if you listen to next week's episode, which you should,
Mhm.
we will talk about the OSTs that we like, and then
Mm.
you will vote. And please do vote. Every
Please
vote will
do.
matter because probably won't. We're not going to get a ton of votes, but the votes
Yes.
that we do get, that will determine
The winner.
which game wins basically. So
And the winner
yeah.
has to. I don't know. The loser has to buy us dinner. We have to go and have something like that. We'll stack it. We'll do something for. I don't know.
We'll think of something. Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
think we can do something at the end because
Hmm.
Elijah's here, thankfully, for a few more. It's till June. That's when Ryan officially comes back,
Yeah.
and yeah, but I'm sure he'll be coming back at other points as well.
Of
So
course,
yeah,
I'm
you
not
very much
gonna.
become almost part
Yeah.
of the podcast, just coming on so regularly. So yeah, but we also got a lot of exciting things going on. But anyway, for future guests as well. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, sounds like a really good idea. So, my question is it just one track each or multiple?
I think
Hmm.
so because we'll be looking at the soundtrack as a whole, not just a single song. I think if you listen like in your free time, just listen to a bunch of different tracks from one of your favorite games, that is Nintendo.
Mm.
And then you can pick out 3 and then send them to me, and I'll do the same to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we will listen to those, and then so we have an understanding.
Yes.
And then we'll just like for editing wise on the podcast, you can just show like one of each, rather than obviously 3 of each. Obviously, that's a bit much. So if you choose 3 favorites, because it is the whole soundtrack, in general, and think of something to talk about or just why you like it, then yeah, and then you just display one for the actual audio listeners and everything, and then done.
So yeah, so that would be like what? So soundtrack wise, it would be. Are you saying like when you say a soundtrack, do you mean like the theme of the game?
I mean the whole thing. So an OST is an original soundtrack, and that is everything. So if like the OST of Animal Crossing New Leaf, for example, that classifies all the KK songs that are in that game, all the hour themes, everything.
It classifies everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you just typed in like your favorite Nintendo game, whatever, and then just put full OST, you'd get a playlist, and it would show you
Yeah.
all the songs in it. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just pick out of that. We'll pick out of
Yeah.
the.
Just pick a few, send them to me, and then we can
Yes.
show off one of them. Too.
We'll show off. We can show off our favourites out of the 3 we've picked.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 will be linked in the description for people to click on and check out as well.
Yeah.
So that sounds really good. Should we get this on the ground? Should we get this started?
Sure.
Yeah. This is a new segment.
Yeah.
So guys, but next week when you listen to the episode, be sure to stick around for the new music segment,
We need a name
OCT
for it.
War. Nintendo Music OCT War. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
Battle.
I
Battle
don't know.
of music.
Would you prefer it to be like soundtrack or OST? Because I don't know how many people actually understand OST.
Yeah, it's true. It's more quite a technical term.
Maybe just put like Nintendo Soundtrack Wars, Nintendo Music.
I think
I don't know.
Nintendo Music Wars. I think that's more gripping.
Okay. Nintendo Music Wars. Sure.
Nintendo Music Wars. So Nintendo Music Wars is dropping next week. Be around. Buy your tickets. No.
Nice,
Anyway, you'll see. So this week I'm going to be picking 3 of a main game, OCT. Same with Elijah.
Yep.
We'll send it to each other. We'll be working behind the scenes, and then we'll put it out on the for the next segment. Discuss it, why we like it, and please vote for us. Please vote for me.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for the keep an eye out for the polls, because I think it's more of I feel like I want them to forget who's displaying it. Forget that it's like it's me saying this song's good and Judah saying that song's good. Just think of it like which song you actually prefer, because you'll
the
listen
one you
to
prefer, yeah.
Yeah, because we'll play like Judah. I'm sure you can play them one of each of the songs, so then they can actually hear it and go, okay, which do I prefer? And then they can vote based on that. Yeah.
I could necessarily play all 6 that we've chosen, but just smaller parts. So like, I don't know, 10 seconds of each song. I mean,
yeah, true. Yeah.
I could just do that. I'd have to play the entire track.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Link from the entire episode.
Yeah, just find out the best bit of each, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the best bit. I can edit that in, no problem. But
it's like, and obviously then there'll be in the description for them to listen to the full thing to actually get a better idea of what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but do listen to our description of it, but don't let that drive it. I want you you can listen to it, but also for the viewer, I want you, the viewer, to choose it on your own decision, your own why you like it, and then it'll be good to hear people's views. Just write in and say why you chose that track.
Yeah, of course.
And it'd be
it's
good.
not like we're going to try and persuade you, but at the end of the day, you can disagree with both of us and have your own opinion. It's fine. So
you could say they're all rubbish if you want to, as long as you explain why. Just don't be a dick about it. Yeah. So please, if you want your comment read out on the podcast, send in to jarsgaming135@gmail.com. Yeah, stick around for our next segment. For our next segment next week, because this is really fun.
Yeah, I feel like this I feel a bit bad because I feel like today's episode's been a bit of a filler episode, kind of like it's setting up for next week. There wasn't really any
it's a setup.
Yeah, it's a setup episode.
Fine.
But yeah,
it's fine. I've been just honestly, it's good. I'm
You're
glad
it's
dead,
not. Yeah.
I'm too dead to do a full 2-hour episode like we usually do. So I honestly forgive me guys for my voice and blundering. I'm blundering even now because my brain is in the bin. My voice is dead. I'm dead. I'll be alive next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I'll have a rest. I'll have a good rested week this next week. Anyway, you said you wanted to talk about some drumming. Is that correct?
Do you have any questions about drumming?
Do I have any questions about drumming?
Because as a drummer, I can answer that.
I could ask you basic questions about your drumming career because I'm a drummer as well. So
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm probably as good as you. I played the drums in a band, but I just kind of moved to the bass. I was like, I want to do the bass, but I love the drums.
You find your instrument, you stick to that.
You find the instrument exactly. So bass is mine. But okay, for you, what's your fastest? When did you do your fastest riff? Is that a good question?
I don't know. I thought I wouldn't really be able to remember. I used to play metal. I think I said that before.
Yes.
I think probably because I've been playing drums for 7 years, and I think it probably took me 3-4 years to be honest before I could play like consistently fast. just
Mm.
because I wasn't really into metal. I started off liking like funk and pop. So that kind
Mm.
of, drumming, that kind of stuff, you don't need to do crazy fast fills and things like that.
Same. That's my sort of music.
Yeah, so something more of just like groove and like a backbeat behind it. I used to enjoy
Mm.
that, and then I got into rock and metal with drumming, and that's when I learned how to do the crazy fast stuff. And then now
Mm.
I've been doing like Latin music and jazz and
Mm.
world music, different like Mozambique things and all sorts, which is like
Okay.
very complex. Kind of each one of your limbs is doing something different because it's a
Mm.
nice challenge, I think. Yeah.
All right, I've got a question for you as a drummer. Then I've thought of it. What made you wake up one day and be like, I want to play the drums? Or as a young kid, be like, I like the drums. I want to try that. I want to try drumming.
Interesting question. I don't really know because when I was
Mm.
five when I was 5 years old, I
Mm.
started playing the violin. I
Oh
played
wow.
yeah, I played that for I think 6 years. Then when I was 11, I played the saxophone for a year,
Oh, I love that
and then
instrument.
after playing the saxophone for a year, I moved to the drums. So it was like, well, I was 12 years old.
Mm.
I was in like year 8 or something like that,
Mm.
and I don't know. I feel like I had a couple of friends who were drummers because I did like GCSE music and things like that.
Mm.
So excuse me. I had a few things that
Mm.
I had a few friends that I was like, oh yeah, I want to do what they're doing, but I never really took it too seriously.
Yeah.
And then one Christmas, I just got bought an electric kit, and I
Wow.
guess I
Yeah.
became a drummer. So there you go.
That must have been you must have been over the moon when you received that kit.
I was very confused, honestly, because when I was younger, I used to sneak and always look at the presents beforehand. Like I knew where
Oh.
my mum hid them, so I
Yeah.
would always go to her room and find them.
Yeah. I was the same. Yeah.
So I found the two big boxes. One had a guitar, one had a drum kit, and for some
Mm.
reason I thought I was getting the guitar because I hadn't really like
Yeah.
publicly expressed much interest in drumming. But then the guitar was
Mm.
for my brother, and I got the drum kit. But then really, at the end of the day, I was happy with it. I was surprised because I thought I was getting the other one. But then I
Yeah.
was still happy with the drums. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, my dad had a drum kit first, but it was too big to keep in the house, so he moved it. He donated it to this nearby church venue.
Hmm.
It was a snow yeti,
Okay.
and it was really nice. But I first got into the drums um, back in school. But yeah, I
Hmm.
just got on the electric kit and just started playing in bands. But yeah, that's good then. Like, so you kind of started from a young age, and then you just eventually got your own drum kit, so you could then really start practicing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So I was
know.
just I've always done music my whole life.
Hmm.
Just kind of pushed into it, and then I just loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, drumming just kind of came along out of nowhere. Just kind of
Hmm.
got bought a drum kit, I guess,
Hmm.
and then I just started drumming. Yeah.
Here's one thing I think all musicians have to deal with. It's like a crisis. It's like a musician's life crisis when they're really good at one instrument. Like I've had it with the bass, but I'm still with the good old bass. But do you ever feel like you ever get bored of the drums and you're like, maybe I want to stop and I want to move on to
Yeah.
another instrument and I want to.
I think that's why I changed from violin to like the saxophone
Hmm.
because I was very tired of classical music, same old, same old. So I wanted to
Yeah.
try something new. So I wanted to try the saxophone, do like jazz and things like that. And I loved it. I did it for a whole year. I loved it, but I had a back
Hmm.
injury, so I couldn't hold. It was too heavy for me. Cause
Oh dear.
when I was young, I was a tiny kid. I was so small and so weak and so pathetic. So
I
I
know you
couldn't.
were quite small. You were very small.
Yeah.
I
So I
think
could.
I was taller than you when
Yeah.
I think
You've.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
You were
what's
taller than me most of my life, even when I was older than you. So it's
I
like.
know. So it's like what's going on? It's like who's the oldest?
Yeah, but yeah. So I couldn't hold the saxophone for too long because I had a back injury at the time.
Yeah.
And then after taking a break for a while, rather than get back into it, I just got bought a drum kit. So rather than going back to saxophone, I then went to drums. But I think a
Mm.
couple years ago, I tried learning keys, and I do like know how to play a bit of keys, but not enough. And I have a
Mm.
saxophone. I got bought a saxophone, but I haven't
Mm.
gotten back into it. But I have wanted
Yeah.
to. It's one of the things where like doing drumming for so
Mm.
long, I kind of like feel like okay, I know what I'm doing with this now. I'm confident in my ability. I'm a good drummer now, but I want to learn something
Mm.
new. I want to start up something else. So it's kind of
Yeah.
I feel what you were you saying, where you
Mm.
eventually do want to move on to other things. But I'm
Mm.
never gonna let go of the drums. I think that's
That's
always
good.
be my
That's your
primary instrument.
your
Yeah,
signature instrument.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
my signature is the bass, but
Hmm.
I've always wanted to pick up the saxophone and try it. I just never got the chance. But then again, I'm like, well, would I get bored of that? I'm a massive. If anyone asks me what do you listen to, it's 80s music, it's funk, it's groove, That's what I listen to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Japanese city pop. You
Nice.
know, I like it. I love that sort of music. I absolutely love a bit of Tatsuro Yamashita. You know, I just really love that sort of music. And yeah, so I might try the saxophone at some point in my life, but then again, I'm like, would I? I don't know if I would stick with it. I think I would eventually put it down, but then it might be like a year, like you said, like a year instrument. Hopefully, I don't have a back injury. But it's just, yeah, but I found my instrument, which is the bass. It's just,
Yeah,
it's something out of,
something
yeah,
that connects with you. I feel like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's something out of, like when I'm on that stage, and the bass. I think everyone who's been to a live concert or band, you would know this. The bass is like one of the loudest instruments there. Like it causes the vibration. Yeah, it causes everyone to move. And then when you're the person doing that, and you're actually playing the bass, and it's your handiwork making that happen.
Yeah,
It's just I'm like, I really love that, and I love working with the drummer, and I love that funk and that groove, and I love just switching up a bit the style and maybe adding something that wasn't supposed to be in there for a bit of a show off trick, and
yeah.
I just really love the bass. So I think, and again, the bass I've got now, I've grown up with it. So it's just something that I think I'll continue doing for a long time.
I think that's good. Yeah, it's good that you find an instrument that you really love and that you think
Mm.
you're always gonna love. It's like obviously
Yeah.
if you can connect with it, like if the
Mm.
way that I think because obviously every instrument plays differently, and obviously it
Yes.
depends on the genre you're playing, but no matter what, like the bass will always kind of feel different when you're playing it to
Mm.
a saxophone, obviously, for like not just physical reasons of like, you're blowing one thing, you're plucking the other. It's like
Mm.
just the feel of it in your heart and in your soul, like what you're actually playing, what you're doing. The bass is like
Mm.
laying the foundation or it's making people
Mm.
move. Like same with the drums, the drums is either the beat keeper or the groove, like the groove machine,
It is. It is. It's the
So
groove. It's the beekeeper. Massive. It is. It's the groove machine. Yeah.
yeah, I
So.
feel like that's why I like you with bass, that's why I'm kind of even though I played violin for 6 years and I've done drumming for 7, like it's a pretty similar time kind
Mm.
of frame for both of those. But I feel like drumming is always going to be my instrument
Yeah. Yeah.
because
100%.
you connect with it. Yeah,
Yeah. You connect with it. I think all musicians could probably, connect with that as well. Like that idea of connecting with your instrument. And
like
yeah.
even I know like multi instrumentalists who like as a guy who can play over 40 instruments, he's so incredibly
Wow.
talented. I love him so much. He's so amazing. Carlos
Yeah.
Eni, for anyone interested, and
Mm.
he grew up like playing piano. But he
Mm.
found his main instrument was tenor saxophone. So he can play all the saxophones, he can
Yeah.
play everything pretty much. But he still has his main instrument. And
That's the
although there's
saxophone.
some
Yeah.
instruments that he doesn't give us much attention, he still knows how to play them. It's still like in the back of his mind. So that's
Mm.
what I kind of want to be like when I'm, continuing as a musician. I want to relearn saxophone, but I'm going to
Mm.
keep drums as my main instrument. I want to
Yeah.
learn keys and I want to learn the bass because I love the bass so
Yeah.
much. It's so cool.
Well, maybe
But
I can
yeah,
teach you a few things.
yeah, we could trade. Yeah, I'll teach you some drumming
Yeah,
tricks and you teach me some bass tricks.
I
Yeah.
will. Yeah, although I do admit I'm a bit rusty, I need to get back into the bass. But I think we spoke about this last time. Hopefully, even this is like future talking that me and Elijah could get a band together, a YouTube band, a
Yeah, of course.
Nintendo
Yeah.
music band.
Even
That'd
just
be
doing a
really
few
good.
covers because, like I said before, I'll
Mm.
bring along some of my equipment when I go to see you sometime,
Yeah, we
and I
can
could teach
try
you
a
how
few things
to
out.
teach you how to record it and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really good. So a lot of things lined up there, and yeah. So also, yeah, I'm trying to think of any other questions for a drummer. Yeah, if you could, yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to think. If you could play, yeah, I know. There's many, drum kit. It's the main sort of drumming instrument. What do
Yeah,
you think of things like where kind of drums were born, which is Africa, things like bongos and things.
yeah. I love
Mm.
like Mozambique, Latin kind of music. I love percussion in
Mm.
general.
Yeah.
I have South African bongos on my shelf. I've
Mm.
got all sorts of other like percussion shakers and all sorts tambourines, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around. I have like a random collection.
The
I don't even know
drummer
what half of them are
shrine.
called, to be honest.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
got a
love that
shrine.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff just as much as a full-on drum kit.
That's yeah.
Because
It's always
although it's a
important. Yeah.
smaller part in the band, like it's
Mm.
still important. It still adds the extra like the extra texture and flavor.
Definitely. I
Mm.
think drums are really important because I don't know why, but when I'm listening to a music track that's funky and groovy and it doesn't have drums, the entire thing, I'm not satisfied. I'm like, where's the drums?
Mm.
Where's the climax where they suddenly come in? It's like boom, poosh, and they come in,
Yeah,
that cymbal hits. I'm like, yes. Then
I really love when there's like a drum kit, a full drum kit, and then there's percussion as well. So like a lot of funk that I used to listen to will be very, very simple drums, just using only like 3 of them. Yeah, like one
Yeah.
cymbal, bass, and then a snare. Just that's it. And they'd just be playing a simple groove the whole time. And it's just
Yep.
they're just chilling. But then there'll be like bongos in the
Yep.
background and other like
That's really
other
good.
other percussion instruments to kind of add that layer.
Yes. I also played the cajon as well.
Ah, yeah, go on, yeah.
Yeah, I played that for a bit. That's a really good percussion instrument, isn't it? To go
I
alongside the
hate the
drums.
cajon. I hate it. I hate it.
No.
I hate cajon. I hate it.
Why? What's going on?
Only because I was forced to play it so much in college and school. Because like whenever I did a lot of acoustic gigs as well. So
Yeah.
rather than have I was in my metal band, whatever. But then I also had like jazz gigs and stuff where I would play the cajon, and there would be like 2 acoustic guitars, a singer, a double bassist, and then me on a cajon because it was very like small scale and stuff like that.
Right.
I hated it though because it's just I felt so awkward because you're sitting there on this box and you're tapping and stuff and it's fun, but then
Yeah.
everyone's staring at you and you just look awkward just sitting there. And I just felt so awkward all the time. At least when I'm on a drum kit, I'm
Dear.
like behind a kit, kind of hidden a bit. I don't know.
I'm just imagining you just looking kind of like awkward, just like trying to hit this box.
Also, I can never spell it right as well. I think it's CAJON. And I
Oh, it's
never learned how
weird.
to spell it properly, like before.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
anyone can play the cajon. Just hit a box, sit on a box.
Yeah, I think it's more like so long as you have a rhythm, like you're fine. Yeah.
It's a rhythm, yeah. I mean, I liked it. I thought no, but the reason I liked it because we did a school concert once when I was in school, and we did drumming and a cajon next to it, and it somehow worked. It sounded pretty good. So the percussion was and then someone was playing the maracas or something, and it was really good. So yeah. So it was good. It was all right.
The cajon's a good instrument. All percussion instruments are good instruments. It's just I had a bad experience with it. So
I can understand. I'm trying to think if I've had any bad experience. Probably the triangle, but that's not really an instrument. I remember like in school just being like told to hit the triangle, and I got so like angry and mad because I wanted to play the drums, or I wanted to like when I was like this is like when I was in primary school, like 10 years old.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, it was like so everyone else got the tambourine and everything, and I just got a triangle. I just remember getting so angry, like I think I threw it at someone and got in trouble.
Thing is, I was happy to be on triangle duty when I was before I started drumming when I was playing saxophone. I wasn't good enough to like join a band yet. I was like only just starting off. But then I had friends who were in a jazz band. They're like, "Oh, you want to join us?" I was like, "I can't really play that well yet." And like, "That's fine. You can just do the triangle." They said it was a joke. I took it seriously because I was an idiot. So I just joined their band for a bit and quite literally played the triangle. But I was so happy.
In your element,
happy to be
playing the triangle.
Starting off,
every time I see a triangle, I just remember the rage I have as a 10-year-old throwing it at someone's face and getting in detention or something. I just didn't like it. It's just like it would seem like the instrument that you got if you didn't have anything else to play. So, but yeah, I mean, it's I think I might one day get into the saxophone, but I feel because I feel like I rather enjoy listening to the saxophone rather than play it. I love the sound of the saxophone. I love the sound, and I would love to play alongside a saxophonist. Like I want a saxophonist in a band again because we had one in our original band, and it's so nice to play alongside too. So, yeah, that's all I can think of on the drumming front for you.
Yeah, no worries. You asked plenty of questions. I was expecting one, to be honest.
Wow, it was good. It was good to dig into it of your drumming past, your drummer's past.
Sorry, we're both having dead voices today.
Oh dear, no,
my voice feels really raspy today. I feel like I'm speaking like an old man, and my voice is really high, and then you're coughing all the time. We're both dying.
You just caught my germs through the mic.
Oh, we're dying.
Yeah, we're both dying. We're sorry about this, guys. I've had a rough week.
Next week, like I'm gonna just have a nice hot drink. My voice will be soothing and clear, and then same judo will be better and everything. It'll be fine.
Yes, I really hope that. And we can have a nice good episode without me clearing my throat and roaring every 5 minutes. There we go.
Yeah.
Dear me. So, on to question of the week. We've got a question this week from Kaiman, and Kaiman says, "Hey dudes, if you had the opportunity to work for Nintendo, would you take it up? Considering Nintendo has been in the spotlight for a lot of wrongdoing at the moment, they still make great games. Interested to know what you guys would do." Kaiman from Washington State, USA. Man, this is a hard question.
It's a good question. That's a good question.
It's a good question and a hard one.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you say, Elijah?
I think for me, because obviously I'm a musician,
Hmm.
a producer, and things like that. I still would. I'd love to work for Nintendo,
Yeah.
and because of their music industry, you know, the games and the music and whatever, it's not under hellfire really for controversy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind working there. Although I would feel a bit iffy about working for the company after knowing all they've been doing recently.
The money you're getting is like from some of
Yeah,
Gary
I
Bowser's
wouldn't feel
income.
good about it. I wouldn't feel
Yeah.
good, but because it's like it'll
Yeah.
be like a dream. It'll be obviously it'll be a great opportunity to take. If I didn't take it, I'd be an idiot, really.
Yeah.
So,
It's a dream job.
so
I
I
would
would
take it.
feel
Yeah.
uneasy about it, but I'd still do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it would. Yeah, it's an opportunity. Honestly, Carmen, I would. I've thought about this. I would take it up, but I'd say if Nintendo did something even more drastic, like I don't know, shot someone, which I highly doubt they would do, I probably would leave then. But Nintendo, yeah, it's I would take it up because Nintendo's yeah they've sadly maybe I can even if I was working for Nintendo, maybe I could even have some more impact, and I could be like say to someone, hey, do you think we could let Point Crow off?
Just let him off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Gary
I
Bowser,
mean,
he's my friend. Can you guys
yeah.
let him go?
If I got to like the top of Nintendo, if I like worked my way up and then became the co-vice
It'll take you
president,
like 2 decades, but yeah.
it'd take me 2 decades. I'd probably be 68, and I'd be like, I'm
And you
Juditary.
could finally rescind those copyright strikes from Point Crow.
Yeah,
Finally.
I can finally say, guys, you can now pirate games. No joking, that's lie. But I can now say, yeah, I'll let you guys. I'll let Gary Bowser off. He's paid his price in prison.
Mm.
That's what I'd say. If I mean personally, so let's say I was the CEO of Nintendo, I would probably if I caught Gary Bowser, I would fine him a good fine of what £500,000 maybe, put him in prison for
I would
about.
only fine him 300,000
Oh, is that how
because
much he owed?
yeah,
Is that how
that's how
much?
much he owed.
Oh,
That's how much he
okay,
earned.
yeah.
But the thing, obviously, like people want to fine you for more than you've made because they want to
Mm,
make profit from it. But he went to jail, so because he
mm.
went to prison, I would not, fine him for more than
Ah, yeah.
he.
No,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I'd either fine him and let him free, or
yeah,
if
yeah,
you go
yeah,
to
yeah.
jail, I wouldn't. I wouldn't actually. I don't think I'd fine him at all.
Yeah,
Really.
obviously, like, yeah. Really, realistically, giving someone a high fine rather than sending them to jail is better
Mm.
in a way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'd
Because
probably
then at
give them.
least, yeah, you might not lose your job and things like that.
Exactly. So if he that's what I was saying. Maybe 500,000 in no jail. He can pay
Yeah,
that
yeah,
off
yeah.
over a period of time, and it's
Get out
just
of jail free card. Give him that as well.
yeah. Instead, no, they decided to make him pay the rest of his life away. That's dear
Yeah, I've
me.
been watching Breaking Bad recently, and like
Mm,
they were talking about a deal for 5 million, and it's like amazing amounts of money, and just popped in my
mm,
head like five. These guys, like obviously it's fictional, but these guys,
yeah.
taking the deal of their lifetime for 5 million, and
Mm,
Nintendo, this
want
this poor guy, 10 million. What? No one makes that much money.
Nobody gets
No
10
one makes
million.
that much money.
Nobody. No, it's just oh dear. Unless he became a big YouTuber, which he can't because he's got.
No, even like big YouTubers don't even have that. Like,
Yeah,
very
they
few
don't.
people have. Like, I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm a like millionaire. Most millionaires probably have like
Mm,
2 million, 3 million, not 10. Like, that is a
yeah.
lot. It's much harder to make that much money
Oh yeah,
in a
big
pretty lifetime.
YouTubers don't earn millions. They earn a couple. They earn a
Even
good
yeah, like
thousands, but
hundreds of
like not
thousands. But even
millions.
like the millionaire YouTubers like PewDiePie and stuff, they're
Mm,
not gonna have tens of millions.
they've
They're
not.
not
No.
that rich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm guessing PewDiePie probably has a net worth of what I don't know 4 million. I don't know, not that. I think I looked it up.
Well,
It was like four.
net worths are never accurate. They're
No,
never accurate.
exactly. So it's not going to be that much though. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not going to be like 10 million pounds.
And
It's
also,
just
even like millionaires, they don't have 10 million to spare anyway.
exactly, exactly.
So it's
You
like,
don't give away 10 million
yeah,
pounds.
unless you're like
Oh,
the super corporate CEO person who runs like 20 businesses and
yeah.
has inherited all money from their parents,
You
you're
own
not
the
going to have that
Earth.
money. Like, you're not.
Yeah, the company of planet Earth. Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you work for Nintendo and like, all right, high up
You're
guy.
you're a higher up guy. Because the
Yeah.
funny thing is, I'm trying to think. Just the amount of money that the higher ups in Nintendo earn, like it must be insane.
Hmm.
The amount of money they're getting from the movie alone, like almost a billion
900,
pounds,
yeah, almost 1 billion.
almost a billion,
Oh
and
man.
it's all just going to them. Oh dear. But I guess they do make Nintendo happen, so I'm bitter and sweet about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like,
So,
yeah.
so
But anyway, back
yeah,
to the question. Yes, we
we
would,
would.
but we would not feel amazing about it.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
Yeah.
as happy as we would have, I guess, 10 years ago when Nintendo was a bit more nicer, I think.
Yeah,
They
of
weren't
course.
as,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but then again, I would love to like meet the actual really good guys like Miyamoto. I'd love to like go and say hello to him and give him a high
Yeah,
five.
yeah, of course. There's loads of
Yeah,
lovely people in the company. It's just some
exactly.
of the the PR people and the legal people who have some problems clearly.
Yeah, and you could was it Tanaka? You can meet him as well.
Yeah,
Compose alongside him.
Yeah, Kazumi Tanaka.
Kazumi.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Totaka. Sorry. Yeah.
okay, Kazumi Totaka,
Mm.
one of the best Nintendo musicians. Go and listen to an episode we did on him. But
Mm.
yeah, I would.
He's
I
lovely.
would,
Yeah.
Carmen.
Yeah,
Lovely guy. Lovely people in Nintendo. Let's just be like one of them. Be another
Yeah.
lovely person in Nintendo. Just
Of course. Yeah.
So yeah, we would work for Nintendo. So Nintendo, hit us up. Anyway,
As if that would ever happen.
as if that would ever happen.
If it does, well done. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you,
please.
Nintendo. Yeah, I doubt it. After we literally made an entire episode saying Nintendo needs to stop.
Also, I don't know what they would hire us for. Like
yeah, I don't know.
Like we don't really have any skills that we could offer them. Like for me, what music?
Yeah.
They already have loads of great composers. Like
Exactly.
I'm not even that good at composing.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
would need to be very good at things.
Very good. Yeah.
I mean, they could hire me as an actor. They could hire me as an actor for their new films, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, true.
you never know. But I think they might just hire us to shut up.
Yeah, like end the podcast now.
End the podcast. We'll give you 10 million. We're like, no.
No, they could be like end the podcast, or we'll be making you pay 10 million.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
We're in trouble.
Deary me. We're in trouble, but anyway. My throat, thankfully, is held through just about this episode.
Mine was fine when we started, and now it's really bad. So I don't know what's happening.
What's happened? I don't know why.
It's
just my influence on you.
Yeah, at least you're getting better. That's good.
At least I'm not. I was getting scared that you would have to do a solo episode or have, I don't know, try to have a filler on, have your friend on or something. Because
I'm glad I didn't though, because I've been really busy this week. So it would have been a nightmare.
So it would have been a nightmare putting it all together. But honestly, thank you for what you've done for this plan. Because of course, by the way, credit to Reddit where it's due. Elijah did the news and the music segment this week.
Even though there was no music and not really any news, but there you go. Yep.
But but it was
filler
good.
episode, but yeah.
It was a filler episode, but it was a good episode. And we've given you guys what you like.
And what's important is to look out for next week when the big, Nintendo OSD wars begin. Whatever it's, what do we call it?
Nintendo Music Wars.
Yeah, Music Wars. Yeah. Nintendo Music Wars. When those start next week, that's exciting. So yeah,
it is exciting stuff. So look out for the Nintendo Music Wars coming out literally next Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube on Sunday. So yeah, be looking out for that, and also go and check my channel out. I've just literally started it, and yeah, Elijah likes it. I'm happy.
It's very, very good, very good so far. Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm also going to check the video out on this channel if you're watching from YouTube, where I reveal my face, which is. I did it. I was quite creative. Have you seen that one as well?
I have, yeah. I watched both of them.
Yeah. I found it quite funny. I just I don't know. I was quite creative at the. You'll see. Also, I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. Yeah, but anyway, go check that one out as well. And there may be a new video. I might try and cram one in this week if I feel good, if I feel better. Announcing the Nintendo OCT Wars on my channel, just for people to see.
Yeah.
And go check out our next episode, which will be out next week. But until then, please send in your questions and comments to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from, and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, as this will help the podcast get around. And yes, I forgot.
What a great episode today.
What a great episode. But anyway, our socials will also be in the description. Our Instagram, YouTube channels, Twitter, website, and Discord. All that jazz. Oh dear. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
I'm probably going to go jump into bed. Probably.
Yeah, same.
Goodbye.